y'all. My name is Jasmine Jones, and you are now watching Black Girl, a Therapist in the Wild. This is a little show I like to call Therapist Sips and Reviews. This is a special Therapist Sips and Reviews because I have not been able to let go of Insecure this week. I have been grieving it, so I am going to do an evolution of Insecure, or Insecure the Evolution. And today, I'm sipping on a bottle of cranberry juice, not grape juice, cranberry juice, just because I want to. Right from the bottle, magical. Anyways, so I've been grieving this show all week, and I've been wondering, why is this bothering me so much that it's over? Why am I so bothered and upset by it? And I realized that, you know what? This is my Sex in the City. This show has literally been around for 10 years. I don't care if Issa Rae said that the character from Misadventures of an Awkward Black Girl is not totally different, but a more evolved version of that character. It feels like the same story. It just feels like she said, it's a more evolved version. Literally, Misadventures of an Awkward Black Girl started in 2011, February 2011. And we were all in our mid-20s. I was just in my last semester of grad school when Misadventures of an Awkward Black Girl came out. And it just spoke to me because I'm awkward. I was very passive aggressive, and I was very non-confrontational, anxiety up the yin yang, just because, just horrible. And it spoke to me. It was just, how do you navigate being in this work environment where you're getting paid a salary and you have benefits and things like that, when you just, you just are trying to figure out who you are as a 20-year-old. I like to tell some of my clients that your 20s is kind of like a second adolescence, because it's your first time for a lot of us, because some of us have to grow up young, and God bless those people. But for a lot of us, it's a second adolescence because it's your first time as an adult out in the world with your own responsibilities and stuff, and you're trying to navigate who you are as a person. So that's where I was when Misadventures of an Awkward Black Girl came out, just trying to navigate who I was as a person, what it meant to be working, paying bills, building relationships, just trying to understand who I was. So I was about 24 when Misadventures of an Awkward Black Girl came out, and it ended in 2013, and then Insecure came out in 2016, and it's interesting. It came out 5 years after Misadventures of an Awkward Black Girl started. And that's interesting because when we get into Insecure, Issa and Lawrence have been in a relationship for about 5 years. So it's kind of like where you were when you were about to turn 30. And that's exactly where I was when I was about to turn 30. I was 29 in 2016, just like Issa. I think she was born the same year as me, I guess, 1987. And I was just about to turn 30 in a horrible relationship. Didn't know left from right. I had these vague ideas of goals like Issa did when she first started Insecure. Issa D in the show, when the show first started. And just these vague ideas of goals. Like Issa wanted to, do things in the nonprofit and help the community, but not really knowing which direction to go and what that looks like. And that's where I was. I was like in this job that I hated, and not for what I was doing, because I was working with kids just like Issa was. And I love working with the kids. It was just the structure of the job, the white supremacy that was going on that resides in corporate, and not knowing how to speak up for myself, not knowing how to navigate my own life in my job, in my relationships, in my friendships, and just trying to figure out who was I. So yeah, this is my Sex in the City. For 10 years, this show has kind of followed a similar vein to my life. Not everything is similar, but it still followed a similar vein to my life, and it just hurt me that it was over. So I said, how can I deal with this hurt? I am going to do a cross-examination of the evolution of each of the main characters of this show. We'll be doing Kelly, Tiffany, Nathan, Lawrence, Molly, and Issa. And, maybe some honorable mentions towards the end, And so let's get into it. 3 categories are dysfunction. Where were they when the first show started? What were their dysfunctions? What were the things that needed to be worked on and work through? Their evolution. How did they evolve throughout the show? And then their growth in the show by the end of the show. So the dysfunction of Kelly in the beginning was she was seen as this funny fat friend. I'm just going to say it is what it is. She was seen as this funny fat friend. They would make fun of her. She would always be talking shit about people and telling jokes. And apparently, you know, she was drinking. Didn't know she had a drinking problem until the 5th season. But when you look back, when you connect the 5th season to the 1st season, there's a scene in the 1st season where they're at this house party and
Who's rapping on stage? Wait. This opera bitch right here got up on stage and did fun. Really? That's a drinking opera? Oh, over here. I said Kelly, always ready for a drink. Oh, pass it, Tiffany. You like to put it in mind with the false ass face and your perfect natural. Fuck you.
Kelly is just, you know, trying to talk or say something. And they like try to shut her up by saying, oh, look, Kelly, there's a drink ticket on the floor. Because, you know, sometimes when you go to like house parties or clubs or something, they give you drink tickets so that you can get a certain amount of drinks for free or whatever. And then drinking a lot towards the end of the 1st season when it was her birthday. But it was her birthday. So if you see the 1st season isolated in just itself, you're just like, well, it was her birthday that time. And that time they were at a party. So it's a big deal. But then by the 5th season, you're just like, oh, apparently Kelly has a drinking problem. And they didn't really highlight that. They just showed her drinking a lot and telling jokes and things. That's great. Just feel the type of way about that. I love Kelly's character because she was soothing. She was funny. She was the comic relief of the show, but at the same time, she did have issues and problems. They just didn't highlight how she resolved them. As we evolve in the show, there's not that a lot to say about Kelly because we don't know her background. We didn't even get to meet her family. They had one scene where it was Thanksgiving and she was like on FaceTime telling jokes about her family, but we never really got to meet them. And then when we get into her emotions and how she's affected by everything, because I really want to know, like, how are you affected by your friends calling you ratchet? In the 1st season, Tiffany's just like, oh, my ratchet friend. Kelly drinks a lot. Whatever.
Of course, he's half as a late. Yeah, so probably a bit pretty passed out. I mean, no shade. Just wants to be nappy, basic. Right? He's always trying to judge somebody going into their life. Let's just celebrate with her own. You're doing too much. Shut up. I know how your ratchet friends are. Look who showed up.
Like Kelly's her little sidekick. And, you know, Tiffany's next. We'll get into Tiffany. But, you know, even the situation with the baby shower where Tiffany, you know, basically wants to look a certain way amongst her rich peers and has a little mommy group with a bunch of light-skinned mommies. Yes, I noticed that. They were all light-skinned. I don't care.
Kelly? So what you're saying is you're not going to grab like a cakes? Do you know how long it takes to make a healthy version of this butterscotch, caramel, egg custard, chocolate shit? Sorry, Kelly, the table only has room for one signature dessert. So you're saying no to Gladys Knight's cupcakes. You better midnight train these motherfuckers to the table. Kelly.
Wow, is that the official cake? Nobody else even tried.
Issa told me you can't read. Hey. So you know, we're here with
We're all going to gather in the next room for gifts. Oh, are these backup cupcakes?
Yay! Backup.
And then doesn't invite Kelly to help with the baby shower. And when Kelly tried to ask to help with the baby shower, she just was like, I don't know why I didn't ask you to. Well, you know.
We asked. It wasn't like you was gonna let us plan it.
Of course not. But I still would have let us fake do it together.
Okay, I agree. These bitches whack as fuck, but when I asked you, you said you had it handled.
Blair asked to do it, and, you know, she's a mother, so I just thought she'd be helpful.
So, because I don't have a baby, I could do that for you.
You can.
What?
And Kelly is just upset over that and bothered at the baby shower the whole time. And then she leaves early. And then Tiffany, you know, towards the end of that episode in that season, I believe it was the 3rd season, she's like asking Issa and Molly, like, oh, where's Kelly? And they're like, oh, she left early. You know, she had to work and shit. I'm just like, because Kelly, the way she evolved in the friend group over time was that she was there for them. She would give decent advice. In the beginning, her advice was just jokes and assuming what was going on in their life. And yeah, I mean, she would do that occasionally as the seasons evolved, but more often than not, she would be there like giving really good advice to them, caring about them. When Issa and Molly had the fight at the block party, she was calling Issa trying to figure out if she was okay. She was trying to check in on Molly. They either weren't picking up the phone, or when they picked up the phone, you know, Kelly was trying to help Tiffany with her baby, and so was just sitting there like helping the baby while at the same time trying to talk to Issa. So it looked like a joking scene that
You okay, girl? What happened last night? What happened with y'all? Okay, this baby won't stop crying. Why you reaching for my titty? Ain't nothing in there. Is that a weeping?
Issa was just like, oh, Kelly doesn't want to listen to me and are my problems. Well, bitch, nobody else to listen to Kelly and her problems. So, you know, you have to understand that she is holding a baby right now, but she still took the time out to call you and check on you. What did y'all do when her and Tiffany stopped being friends? Y'all stood there and y'all just stared like this. You didn't say anything. We didn't see scenes of Issa trying to call Kelly. And I know that they're not the main character, but if Tiffany can get a whole half an episode or a whole 5 minutes of an episode where we discuss her, you know, postpartum depression, I want to know, how does Kelly feel about all of this, you know? So she's evolved over the show as this funny friend that, you know, magically towards the end in season 5 just decides to do better by herself. And the thing is, she keeps saying the reason why she chose to do better for herself is that at the reunion for their college, they mistakenly said she was dead. And that kind of shocked her into, you know, oh no, my life, people aren't noticing me, and so I want to change it. And it's just like, okay, but your friends weren't doing that first, you know? Like, I hated at the Stanford scene now that I see it all together, because when I did the review for the first episode of the 5th season, I was like, oh, you know, Kelly and Tiffany are friends again. I don't remember what happened at the baby shower, but yes, because it had been so long since I had saw season 3. But no, Kelly and Tiffany, you know, had to work to get their friendship back together, but it made it seem like Kelly was the one that was kissing up to Tiffany.
Well, you and Tiff had your issues. How long did it take for you guys to get back? Oh, God, we were fake back before we were back. I mean, child, the jokes all out there that weren't even funny. Tiff do be struggling with their punchlines. Just don't force it, you know? What happened when it happened? Just keep being there for her. Like, what does she need right now? What makes her scared? What makes her hair grow? Is she not walker? Is she a not talker? Do she still got both her big toes? Because I never seen them, but I don't know. The point is, just give it time. Thanks. This was, words.
Bye, BB.
Okay.
Because when Molly asked Kelly, like, what did you and Tiffany had to do to, you know, build your friendship back up? Kelly was just like, well, you know, it's hard work, girl, and I have to laugh at her jokes that aren't funny. Why aren't we seeing a scene where Tiffany did? Because Tiffany was in the wrong. She pushed Kelly out the way when Kelly was asking her to help her with her baby shower and chose these light-skinned mommies that are rich to plan her baby shower. And now we only get one scene with Kelly talking about how she had to work at rebuilding her friendship with Tiffany. No, Tiffany should be the one in that scene saying how she had to rebuild her friendship with Kelly after she made her feel bad and pushed her out the way. That shit pissed me the fuck off when I saw it all together. You gotta watch it all together. I binge watched this like 1.5 times because the second time I just skimmed to certain scenes that I wanted to cut out for this video. But it was just so upsetting. It was just like, wow, okay. And then even Kelly's like healing. So Kelly throughout season 5 is talking about how she's growing and evolving after that whole incident at the reunion, and now how she wants to be a better person. And every time she's talking about it, it's just taken as like a joke or background noise.
Silence. I know it didn't really happen, but it still made me want to look inward. And then you know what I found out? I got a lot of shit going on inside.
Ain't that part of the journey? It's like at the end of the day, don't we all just want to be okay?
You know what? Those are good questions. Oh shit, I got a podcast about questions. You trying to be a guest?
Ooh, I love explanation shit. Girl, I minored in philosophy before beauty school, so I stay asking questions and turning over stone.
Oh shit! Oh shit! No, I was a woman, so I got a
So she's talking about it with Chick from the barbershop. Oh, and they're just talking back and forth about healing and growing, and Kelly's crying and all this other stuff. And it's background noise to Molly and Issa's issue. And Molly and Issa are just looking at Kelly and the girl like, oh, this bitch. Like, she did get one good scene where she says she's thriving and growing and things like that when in Lawrence's episode with Condola and the baby. But it was just kind of like, it was around Lawrence wanting to check in on Issa. That's all it was, just kind of like, oh, how is everybody? That's what Lauren said. And she's like, all my friends are thriving and growing. And I'm just like, we never isolate Kelly to have her own issue except for that one time when her and Tiffany stopped talking. And then it looked like no one was trying to talk to Kelly or be there for Kelly. But when Molly and Issa stopped talking, Kelly was calling them and trying to understand why they weren't picking up the phone and trying to check on them and make sure they were okay. What were they doing when Kelly and Tiffany had their argument? Because they looked like they blew it over and didn't care that Kelly was sitting at the baby shower sad. They really did. It looked like, oh, that's sad that she's sad, but we're still going to have fun. And then, they'll resolve it in the background and shit. But Tiffany gets like 5 minutes of an episode about postpartum depression. We can't give Kelly that much time to talk about why she's drinking so much, how she feels about her friendship or her place or her status in the group of friends she's in. I'm just curious. I just want to know. Something to also take note of is Kelly's had a podcast since season 1.
Yeah, make it about it's my birthday. It'll be about you if you get hit or have a baby. Do you listen to yourself? All the time. I have a podcast.
We didn't actually get to see Kelly's podcast until the first episode of season 5, and then that was it. Didn't even know the name of the podcast till the first episode of season 5. I literally thought that they just came up with and gave her a podcast because season 1 was so long ago and I hadn't watched season 1 in a long time. So that was fucked up too. I just feel so many types of ways. It's just fucked up. So the way Kelly, her dysfunction in the beginning, loudmouth, funny, drinker, evolving into caring friend for everybody else, evolving into being forgotten at her fucking school, and then evolving into a background chatter about healing that's turned into a joke. Natasha Rothwell is an amazing actress. I loved her in The White Lotus. I love that she had emotional scenes in The White Lotus, and she was able to just kind of show tokenism and how it feels on a resort in White Lotus. And I just want to see the same thing. Like, cause she wasn't even the main character in The White Lotus, but she had so many scenes of just acting and emotion and drama, and I'm just like, she's the funny fat friend in Insecure. I don't care what no one says. She's the funny fat friend. And it's just like, if she had a drinking problem, why is it covered up as funny in every season until the final season? We had one scene in the first season where Issa read Kelly for filth because she was talking about Molly, being, self-sabotaging with men and things like that, and saying that Kelly's a loudmouth and that she makes fun of people all the time. And I'm just like, why is she a loudmouth though? Where is that coming from? Where's the character development? That's all I'm saying. With Kelly, we don't really see that much character development. We don't see her, it's like they want character development, but it's always in the background. Even her healing was in the background. Like, she gets one good scene where she's talking about Simone the baby.
But not Simone. This little girl means so much to me. Baby girl is going to be a force when she grows up. And I am so proud to be her godmother. Happy birthday, Simone!
Tiffany's baby, and how she grew a connection to that baby. And I'm just wondering, okay, did she grow? And the thing is, people are talking about how Kelly just suddenly wanted to have a baby when she didn't want to have a baby all this time, because she made comments here and there when they did show her about not wanting to have a baby. But the thing is, if Kelly can't get Tiffany to see her as a solid friend and be there for her like she should be, why wouldn't she attach herself to Tiffany's baby? And then if she's attaching herself to Tiffany's baby, and why wouldn't that then develop into her wanting to have her own baby after being around this baby for so long? And then in Kelly fashion, as they've presented her character, she finds some random nigga to have a baby with. And the speed of it, I mean, the way that the last episode of season 5 went, I don't really know the timeline, but it seemed quick and rushed as far as Kelly's concerned. Like, she just decided to pick a random nigga to have a baby with. There was no process that showed the process. So this is all me guessing, but it feels like Kelly's lonely and she wants somebody to love her, and she feels the baby will love her. And no one's looking at that. No one's looking at that because they treat her fucked up throughout a good portion of the seasons. In various different ways. It's subtle, fucked up. It gets more and more subtle as the season goes on. They just kind of roll their eyes at her eventually, and they just kind of look at her like this, that, and the other. But it's like, by season 5, it's like, I wonder how much that weighed on Kelly. I have questions and concerns. I wonder how much that weighed on her. I wonder how she dealt with that. Did she deal with it with drinking? The situation with Tiffany, did she deal with it with drinking and things like that? And then how did that situation with Tiffany resolve itself? Because they seem fine in season 4. At least I'm assuming they seem fine. We didn't see that much of Kelly in season 4. We don't see that much of Kelly and Tiffany as much as we see Molly and Issa, but they seem fine. Kelly was watching, Tiffany's baby and babysitting and just attaching herself to Simone. Did they resolve things over the baby? I'm curious. I want to know. And then, so why wouldn't she do this impulsive thing and have a baby? That's another show. That's another show of her. I mean, they could make a spin-off of her just kind of going through life, figuring out how to be a parent when you rushed into having a baby because you were lonely and sad. And you tried to use, healing, and self-help and things like that to heal yourself. And the thing is like, but your friends weren't necessarily there for you the way that they needed to be there for you. I don't know. I just feel the type of way. I feel like Kelly's character was never fleshed out. I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong. I tried to get through these episodes. I took a whole bunch of notes. I tried to find scenes with Kelly in it to see if there was something there. All I saw was Kelly helping everybody else and nobody helping her. And looking at her crazy, or not being there for her when Tiffany and her had that little argument. It wasn't little at all. You chose your light-skinned rich friends over me to plan your baby shower. That is a signal and a sign of how Tiffany treats Kelly on a regular basis. Cause fuck all that. You got me fucked up. She wouldn't be my friend anymore. But when you don't like yourself and you're treated less than, a lot of the times, whether it's subtle or in your face or both, you normalize it and you make it okay. And then you try to, and of course Molly gave her that job at the end, and she helped Molly's parents and things, but that was still a role of her helping people. And that was nice of Molly to throw her a bone and things. And yes, maybe her and Molly's friendship will evolve, but we don't get to see that because the series is over. I'm hoping they do like Sex and the City and there's a movie, because I can't be mad at Issa Rae for playing the same character for 10 fucking years and wanting to be done. As if you're an artist, you get tired of doing the same thing over and over again. I can't be mad about it. So I just wish they had fleshed her out more, because Kelly was a really good character. Natasha Rothwell is I hope I'm saying her last name right. If I'm not, I'm sorry. She's a really good actress. She's a really good writer, director, and producer. And I want to see more of her acting, and I want to see more of her characters fleshed out. And I wish that they had did that. They had plenty of opportunity to do that in this show, and they didn't. And I just feel a problem about it. So her growth is that she, healed in the background, and she decided to have a baby, and she moved up in her career to a more solid place and is working with her friend. That's her growth by the end of the series. So Tiffany, she is a bougie plastic Barbie doll.
Started to heat the pool, and there's firewood by the casino.
There's a casita?
Yeah.
What is a casita? She doesn't have nice things.
Have fun.
All about her status, about being rich. Her and Derek are like this.
Okay. Just because we have standards does not make us different. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay? The reason why my baby and I work is because I let him be a man and he lets me be a woman.
Bitch, I'm gonna call bell hooks on you. Come on.
It's like an item. They are together and everything. Derek, I believe, works in sports or makes some kind of money doing sports things. And Tiffany, you know, when we first meet her, I think she runs like events and things like that. She's like an event planner or something like that. And she just is mean to Kelly. Tiffany, when we first meet her, she's mean to Kelly. She's bougie. She's stuck up. But that's their friend. And that's how her character kind of evolves over the course of the show until about season 3 when she gets pregnant. And we see that... it's in season 4 after she has the baby is when we see she has kind of a depth and an emotion. You know, of course, this is, you know... played by an actress where there have been rumors that on set people don't necessarily like her. So I'm just wondering, like, you know, are the rumors true? Because I feel like Kelly's character got treated worse than Tiffany. And I'm just wondering, like, why? But, you know, Tiffany just is an asshole. She's just like a bitch. And she just, you know, she's nice. She's fun to hang around with. I think, you know, in the first season they kind of introduce her as Molly's friend from the AKAs. So she was with her in a sorority, a black sorority, because how they do the little scooey thing that the AKAs do. They're the AKAs, right? The pink and purple. Not the pink and green. I didn't do sororities because when I went to try out for the Deltas, they wanted a $700 deposit and I'm poor. I was poor. So it never happened. But it would have been nice to be a Delta. Maybe I can, you know, they can do it as adults. I've known people that go back and try to do it as adults. I don't know. But I really wanted to be a Delta. But I was poor. I was a poor college student. And so, you know, and Tiffany is just Tiffany. I mean, her character really doesn't evolve emotionally until season 4 after she has the baby. And we see that she's kind of spiraling in her, or no, is it season 4? Yeah, because the issue with Tiffany happened in season 2. Not Tiffany. The issue with Kelly and Tiffany happened in season 3. There you go. The issue with Kelly and Tiffany happened in season 3 at her baby shower. And then in season 4 is when Tiffany ran off somewhere and they had to find her because she had postpartum depression.
I'm sorry. I just didn't know what else to do. I'm sorry.
And wasn't talking to nobody about it. But we did see glimpses of it when she was talking to, you know, Kelly and Molly and Issa when they came to her little like brunch get together, meet the baby thing at her house. And she was just saying how she stopped hanging out with the light-skinned rich mommies because they were just so about surface level things, and she just, you know, was going through really deep things.
Nice. I'm so glad to see y'all. I'm already over my mommy friends. They spend so much time worrying about appearances and not being real. Can you imagine?
No, yeah.
Derek's got it.
It's like the fact that, you know, when she was having her baby, you know, she felt like she was going to pass out and the doctors weren't going to do anything. And I love how the show touches here and there on topics that Black women face in real life, because they even mentioned Serena Williams' issue when she was having her baby.
Google it.
It's been so hard. Like at the hospital, I felt like I was going to pass out. I told them no one would listen to me. And it turned out I had a blood clot.
Oh, are you serious?
Yes.
Girl, these doctors need to start listening to us. That's how they almost killed Serena. Oh, can you Yelp review a maternity ward? Because I'm going to give them 3 stars. 3.
Thank God for Derek.
And, you know, how she could have almost died because the doctors weren't listening to her. So we see that she's going through some ups and downs. We don't get too in depth, but we know enough after that scene to say, like, okay, so Tiffany is having some issues after having a baby. And then we get to close to the end of season 4, where Tiffany runs off and disappears, and Molly and Issa have to get it together enough to find her. Molly, Issa, Derek, and Kelly. They have to get it together to find her. They don't know where she went. They're snooping all over town. And this is at a point where Issa and Molly weren't even really talking like that. It was after the block party when they had that argument. And so they're looking for Tiffany. Tiffany ran off to some hotel, and she just looked like life just happened and she didn't know how to deal with it. And so, yeah, Tiffany doesn't necessarily evolve as far as not being stuck up, but we can see that she faces life's ups and downs, like how her and Derek have to move to Colorado because of Derek's new job. Tiffany hates it in Colorado. She doesn't want to be there, but she's doing it for Derek. So we kind of have a loose end there. We have a loose end there, and we have a loose end with Kelly, but this isn't supposed to be about perfect endings. This is just supposed to be about getting to a new phase of life and stopping, just stopping there because the series is over. So we just walk with them to this new phase of life, and we just stop, and hopefully they're all doing well. But it sounds like you could turn Kelly and Tiffany into like some shows. Kelly, like I said, the baby situation. Tiffany, how is she doing in Colorado? How is she living her life out there? But yeah, I mean, Tiffany didn't evolve as much over time as far as being stuck up and bougie, but she did, evolve to become more warmer and more understanding of emotional pain, and also understanding of her own emotional pain, and also evolving in her own relationship, because there were hints in season 1 and 2 of her and Derek, having issues. I believe they were mentioning here and there how she ran off and stayed in a hotel then, and no one knew why, and they never explained why. But there were like hints of it. So we get like there's a reason why she's having these emotional ups and downs. We get more of the reason why than we did with Kelly. So with Kelly, it's just kind of like she had an argument with her friend at one time, but we don't know why she's drinking or why she turns everything into a joke, or we don't know necessarily why she decided to have a random baby when she was saying all this time that she didn't want to have kids. We don't know. I'm still upset. I'm still bothered. I'm still, yes, go off, sis. But yeah. And so with Tiffany, the evolution, the growth, I guess I could say the growth is that she became warmer and more open to talking about her emotions, and more open to taking down that bougie shield that she had up for so long, and just being herself a little bit more. Being not putting status and money on a pedestal so much where she was an asshole all the time. So that was her growth. That's the growth that I saw. If you saw some other growth, I don't know. That's what I saw though. So now we're going to talk about Nathan. People have been going back and forth with Nathan and Lawrence, like they're Jacob. Like they're the new Jacob and Edward from Twilight, and I didn't like Nathan from jump. Going back and rewatching how Nathan was introduced, the nigga was running off from jump. Started a fight in the backseat of Issa's Uber. Then when she pulled the Uber over, he ran the fuck off.
I'm not trying to get.
You can't just leave.
I'm sorry.
Girl, when a person shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Like, he ran the fuck off and just left her there. And I'm just like, okay, her friends are constantly saying that he's weird, here and there. They'll just be like, Nathan's weird. Yeah, he was weird, but whatever. And I'm just like, he ran off from the Uber situation. He ran off when he found out that he had mental health issues that were intense and severe, and he needed to go check on it.
Look, I didn't mean to take off like that. You didn't deserve it.
I was in my because I went back to Houston for a bit. I was just dealing with a lot of shit, and I don't know how to explain it, but sometimes I get like really down and kind of negative, and I just can't talk to people.
When else did he run off? He ran off, or he wanted to run off when his little friends and his coworkers at his barbershop hurt his feelings.
I might be done with that barbershop.
What you mean done?
I can't trust none of them people. It's always just too much drama. I don't know if sticking around for all this is worth it, Maybe they just ain't the right fit.
And he ran off after he got in a fight with Lawrence at the baby's birthday.
I gotta take a step back. It's messy shit. It's just toxic to me.
And I'm just like, we forget that Nathan had just found out at the end of season 3 that he was bipolar. He just found that out. So he needed to take time to prioritize the fact that he was bipolar, but instead, him and Issa maintained this little friendship in the middle space for most of season 4 until Lawrence pops back up again. Lawrence is just always there in the background. That's how you knew they belonged together. And I'm just like, okay. And then they get together in season 5, and I'm just like, it's not that far from when he found out that he had bipolar, and that is a serious mental health issue. I would date somebody that's bipolar. I would date somebody that's schizophrenic, but I need a laid out plan of how do you take care of your mental health. There was never any laid out plan of how he's taking care of this, except that he takes medication. You need more than just medication. You need talk therapy. You need coping skills that, you utilize on a regular basis, positive coping skills. I need to know your self-care plan. I need to know so that I can know how to support you when you can't keep it together. I need you to be able to communicate and be honest with me. Nathan could not communicate and be honest with her. And he was doing reckless shit like breaking into people's houses and jumping into pools and stuff. Isolated incident, that would be cute. Matched with all the other hood rat reckless shit he was doing, getting in fights in the back of Ubers, getting in fights with Lawrence. That adds to it. Leaving all the time, not communicating, stuff. Basically, if Issa had got with him, she would have been going backwards because he was potential. He could potentially be a great person to be with. He needs to prioritize his mental health first. And the fucked up part is people were all like, oh, well, if something is too toxic. So when Nathan was in the car with Issa on the last episode of season 5, and he was telling her that it's too toxic for him, and he was getting this feeling this whole time, and if it was too toxic for you, why did you come back at her birthday party?
It's okay.
Yeah. I still get the, blocks emails saying so.
Oh, right. I hadn't heard from you.
I know. I got your messages. I forgot. This is from everybody at the shop. We wanted to donate because
he keeps coming the fuck back every time he fucks up. That was the issue. He fucked up, didn't work on that shit, and came back and just apologized like it was like she was supposed to take him back and keep taking him back. Y'all forgot in season 3 he had your girl out there looking like she was fucking crazy. She snuck into his room, had Molly with her, pulled up on him and Andrew's house, snuck into his fucking room.
What if he's not in there? What if he is in there? Just go in, he'll be happy to see you. No, bitch, wait for someone else. You fucking better not be with someone else. Why don't we just take a peek? Just a peek. Unless he is with someone else, then we gonna murder him in the dick.
She was sitting up here having nightmares about her teeth falling out.
You're running out of my mouth.
Just going back and forth in her head about that is how a relationship with Nathan would have looked, because he wouldn't have prioritized his mental health. He hadn't prioritized his mental health yet. So the situation that you saw where Issa almost went fucking insane when Nathan disappeared for however many weeks is how their relationship would have been if they got together. That's why I don't like Nathan, because Nathan was not in the same place that Issa was in. Issa was steadily growing in her career, in her mental health, and her ability to, accept the positive, consistent people in her life, and her ability to be vulnerable with those positive, consistent people. Nathan was just like, bloop, bloop. Just occasional growth. You know what I mean? Like that's what her relationship would have been like. He was potential. He wasn't it. He wasn't there yet. By the time Issa and Lawrence got together, Lawrence was there, at least there enough to maintain a relationship and a marriage. Issa was there. She was there enough to maintain a relationship and a marriage. Nathan, take it this way. Nathan has an avoidant reaction to situations that cause him, almost any situation that causes him any kind of emotional pain. Like, it's a trigger. He doesn't know how to handle emotional pain. He doesn't know how to resolve conflict. He doesn't know how to talk about it and, things like that, and be able to continue on with relationships and friendships. Like, even his family was saying that he runs off and leaves them.
We did, until they did abandon my ass.
Oh shit, here he go. I done apologized for this so many times.
Wait, what happened? This nigga just ran off into the night. He swore he was gonna be a tour man. I had to hitchhike home.
Yeah, that sounds like Nathan. He be gone with the wind like a little light-skinned leaf.
His cousin saying that they went to some chameleonaire party and Nathan was supposed to manage him or do something with him, and he ran off and left him there, and his wife chimes in and goes, yeah, Nathan, he just be running off like a little light-skinned leaf. People that known him for his whole life know this shit, girl. They know that Nathan has issues, and y'all just be wanting him and Issa to be together. Like, why? Why would you want that? Why would you want a season 3 repeated over and over again, of this man getting overwhelmed and running off? If some shit happened with Nathan that happened with Lawrence and he has some baby out there, he wouldn't have been able to handle that shit. That's too much responsibility. That's too much conflict for him. He would have folded and abandoned that baby or done some fuck shit. He wasn't there. He has the potential to get there. I'm glad that he went in and found out what he had. He's taking medication, but he's not there. Even his goals and dreams for his career, like, where are they at? He's not there yet. He may never get there, and that's okay. If someone is here and you're up there, if they just stay here and that's what works for them, that's what works for them. You don't have to lower yourself. And that's what Issa was doing in season 3 until she realized that, what, this man is no. He's no, but she still didn't get it. She still didn't get it. And in season 4, he kept saying nice things. Like, he kept telling, his cousin that he had changed. He kept telling Issa that he would work on things and stuff, but the actions and the words weren't matching. What do I always say? If words and actions don't match in a positive, consistently positive way, it's not okay, because then what you're dealing with is someone whose words and actions are either consistently inconsistent, their words and actions are consistently negative, and those two options are not okay. With Nathan, his words and actions were matching in an inconsistent way. On a consistent basis, he was consistently inconsistent, and you cannot make a thriving relationship with somebody that's consistently inconsistent. It's like the difference between somebody that has PTSD. I'm just anxious about one particular thing. I got in a car accident, I'm scared of cars, I'm working on it, but everything else I'm pretty cool and settled in. Versus someone that has generalized anxiety disorder and thinks the sky is gonna fall, can't watch the news because they're scared of seeing like a tornado, worried about random things. Nathan was like consistently inconsistent over random shit. Okay, he couldn't do it. Yeah, he was fun. He was cute to fuck around with. He had potential to one day grow, but Issa wasn't going to be the person to make him grow. He needed to be able to make him grow, and that's the situation that you were trying to put her in when you say Nathan and Issa should go together, is that Issa should support Nathan in his toxic way of handling conflict until he fixes himself. I ain't like him. No, even the situation with Lawrence and that fight, like, my nigga, Issa was not talking to Lawrence. She was settling in, trying to make a relationship with Nathan. She was trying to do the damn thing with him, even though she was having a pull in the back of her mind. She didn't even want to talk to Lawrence. She didn't even talk to Lawrence at that party till he walked up to her. She didn't even want to continue the conversation with him. She was trying to get away, and Nathan was the one that walked up and had some shit to say. He couldn't keep it calm at the party. He had an attitude. Issa was just trying to be chill, even though in the back of her head, you can have some shit in the back of your head and ignore it for the rest of your life and be with someone that you know is beneath you. And that's what she was gonna do. You could see her settling into being with somebody that was less than and was only potential, because I don't know. We'll talk about it when we get to Issa. I'll say that. I'm just gonna say, because I wrote a whole thing about Issa. Issa and Molly are the longest ones. But yeah, Nathan is a no. So how he evolved over the course of the season, from season 3 to season 5, is that he started off running away from conflicts. He continued running away from conflicts, even though he found out that he had mental health issues. Just because you're bipolar doesn't mean that you're avoidant. That was a response that he chose to do. That was a choice. Bipolar isn't necessarily a choice. It's not a choice. That's like a chemical dysfunction and shit. Oh, you can deal with bipolar in a healthier ways. The choice came in when he decided to keep running away instead of dealing with conflicts. You know, I don't know if he was scared it was going to set off a panic episode or what, but whatever the thing is, he wasn't ready. So he didn't really evolve that much over the course of these episodes, and he showed it when he left her after that party, because she was ready to just keep going. She was just like, well, let's keep going, and this, you know, I'm fine with this. This is fine that he has these issues. I'm going to support him. I'm going to stand by my man. Like, she wasn't trying to leave him. So his growth is that he's still the same person. Like I said, when she, you know, by the end of season 3, he was just finding out that he was bipolar. That's why he left for 2 or 3 weeks or whatever. So it's not enough time by the time it got to Issa's birthday and he popped up, I think, for him to grow that much from his response of avoidance, like without therapy. And there was never any mention of therapy for Nathan. It was just, he takes his pills and he works at his barbershop and hopes to God no conflict comes his way. And yeah, you shouldn't be around things that are toxic for you, but don't pop back up. Don't pop back up like you didn't say that this was too toxic and you need to like step back. You know, Nathan pisses me the fuck off. I'm glad Issa could be nice and cordial with him. It was nice of her. You know, nice and cordial. Magical. So yeah, the growth that I see is there's no growth with Nathan. He hasn't grown yet. He started off as potential. He stayed potential. And where we left off, he was still potential. He's not there yet. Now, Lawrence. Okay. So his dysfunction in the beginning of the series is, his main dysfunction is he can't see how he impacts other people outside of himself. He got into a rut, he got depressed, and the only thing that he could think of is how Issa going to work every day was impacting his emotions.
It's not that emotion. I just, watching you get up and go to work was this daily reminder that I had nowhere to go, nothing to do. And I thought about moving back home, but no, that would have just made me feel worse.
And how it made him feel bad and him feel less of a man. But he couldn't contemplate how him laying on the couch and not doing anything or trying every day was affecting Issa. All the way to the point where, you know, he couldn't see why she was so upset about her birthday until they had that argument in Rite Aid. Like, I'm just like, sir, I need you to see outside of you for a second. You know, even when he had that whole period of, you know, he wasn't even like, in season 2, he would like, Issa was out here just fucking. You see that when she was like with that Latin dude that tried to get with her, and she was just like so upset because she was just fucking. She was just trying to fuck away the pain. This nigga was out here trying to form pseudo relationships with people right after breaking up with someone he's been with for 5 years. With Tasha, I think her name is Tasha, Tammy, the bank teller girl.
You know, I was actually going to invite you.
Oh.
No, okay, it's no pressure. I was just saying if you were free next Saturday, you may wanted to roll.
Tasha, I slept with my ex.
What?
He trying to like he agrees to go to her family event knowing you don't want a relationship, knowing you don't want anything deeper. You coming over to her house all the time, you having conversations, you're extending these things instead of just clearly saying that you're just fucking, and you're not noticing how it's impacting her. With Aparna, I think that's her name, from his job, he tried to form a whole relationship with her, played house. She bought him a fucking lily. He let that shit sit in his apartment and die. I am so upset. And then, you know, because he was still stuck on Issa, when he went to that whole like birthday party shit, he couldn't handle that shit. So when Aparna was like at her job laughing and kikiing with this nigga that she had used to fuck, Lawrence was just like, oh, I can't, she's gonna cheat on me. And then, you know, his friends, they have decent moments where they talk to him, and, you know, he needed that conversation. But with Aparna, they were not on it with that. They were out here talking about, oh, women shouldn't have men friends, and that you need to nip that shit in the bud, and da-da-da. And like, him and Aparna weren't together like that for that long. My thing is, like, maybe he's just one of those people that need to be emotionally soothed by other people, so it can't just be about having sex. So, you know, maybe he's a demisexual or something, or, you know, for at least for season 2, you know. But he was out here just trying to fuck, like, no, he was out here just trying to like be in these little pseudo relationships, and then him and Aparna in it because he hadn't healed yet. All he wanted to do was get his mind off of Issa, but he wanted to get his mind off of Issa by being in these like relationships. He didn't really care, or I don't even know if it's care. I just don't think he was aware of how he was impacting these women. He wasn't aware of it until them 2 little white girls treated him like a little slave boy. He thought he was the man. He was just like, oh, I met these 2 little white girls at the grocery store and we had a threesome. And then because he couldn't get it back up after the first little white girl, they looking at him like, oh, he's, you know, this nigger isn't performing. And then all of a sudden he realized, oh, they don't see me as a human. That's when he stepped outside of himself and was able to be like, oh, they don't see me as... And it's the same thing with his career. He wanted to be the big man on campus. They had a whole conversation in the first season, Kelly and Tiffany and Derek, about how when black men get jobs and get careers and things, they act like brand new people. And it's true. It's like a lot of men, just men in general, when they get their, it's like they're checking off boxes and shit, and they don't realize that one of the boxes you need to be checking off is self-actualization and, you know, being a likable motherfucking person. Like, people have to like you and enjoy being around you. You can't just be out here arrogant and shit like, cause you have a fucking job. I don't give a fuck, nigga. That's a part of the package. If I buy a TV and the screen is missing, I'm sending the TV back because the part of my package is missing. I can't watch the television with no fucking screen. So the unlikability of these niggas that have careers is so glaring. The arrogance that they have that throws people off and makes them not like them whatsoever. Like, it's not that I feel you're better than me, it's you feel you're better than me, and that disgusts me because you can't be chill. You can't be a regular person. You can't have a conversation. You can't have a deep conversation. All you're thinking about is your career. So he got checked when he started working at that place, Meridian. He thought he was supposed to be big man on campus. His app that he's been working on for however many years. Just like in that movie with Taraji B. Henson, and that nigga was working on that battery thing for all them decades. That shit was hilarious. And finally he got picked up after she ruined her ovaries and couldn't have children and was broken down. I still would have took that 10 million and left. Cause she didn't have to die at the end. I would have took that 10 million and left. He gave her $10 million. I would have took that shit, invested some of it, and built an empire bigger than that nigga's. That's how you show these niggas up. But anyways, he didn't realize how he was being seen by his coworkers until he did a presentation on his app, Whoop Whoop. And they was giving him praise and accolades, and he took that shit at face value because he doesn't see how other people see him. Until a partner was like, yo, dude, like, they were just being nice because you're black. Like, they didn't want to offend you. So, but they don't like that shit. Whoop whoop. I mean, like some shit called whoop whoop. I'm just like, okay, girl. I mean, that probably could be something though. I don't know. And so he goes back to their office and they're still like being nice and complimenting his shoes. And then he realized, oh, they don't see me as a human. They see me as the token black person that they hired for the office. And I'm just like, yes, honey. Why do you feel like that is? Because he doesn't see how other people see him. And that was his growth over the season. That was his evolution, is starting to learn how other people see and how he saw himself. Like by the end of season 4, he was saying how he wanted to, be a team player. Like he wanted to work in a team rather than be the leader or the creator of something by himself. And he was able to evolve in his career, but by season 4, he still hadn't evolved in how other people were viewing him. It took him having a baby and Condola having a fucking breakdown for him to realize, oh, I did kind of ignore her for 9 months and then just show up randomly and expect to be a daddy. Like, nigga, how many niggas are out here just not seeing how other people see you? I need y'all to go to therapy. I need y'all to go to therapy because you walking around thinking that you hot shit and everybody looking at you like you crazy. You don't see how you're impacting other people's lives. And that's what Lawrence's evolution took. It took everybody, it takes different things for different people for them to evolve into the people they need to be. So that kind of is making me think, would Lawrence have been the person Issa needed by season 5 if he hadn't have gone through that evolution of seeing how people see him? Or would he still be having these fuck moments where if he gets in his head too much, because he said it when Issa was moving out at the end of season 2, he said it.
I've been thinking about how sometimes I set these expectations for myself and I just shut down if they don't go how I just I'm sorry for not being who you expected me to be.
He was like, I get in my head too much and I overthink things and I can't, sometimes I don't realize it. And the thing is that yes, you do, Lawrence, and you realize that with Issa, but you still need to realize it with other people, other ventures, business, things like that. You need to realize it when you walk out the door. You need to know how you impact yourself and others. Now, we can't all be mind readers, but I know when I say something that's fucked up. I know when I do fucked up things that might be fucked up. I know if someone tells me that I did something that hurt them, even though I don't think it was hurtful, I think you're just sensitive. I am not going to invalidate the fact that you feel pain. I'm not going to, you still feel pain. Like, the fuck? I'm going to, apologize, depending on what it is. Like, if it's some shit you call me a nigger and you're a white person and I turn around and smack you in the face, well, honey, you feel pain, but that was a necessary pain. See, so we have there's categories. There's categories of things. So his dysfunction is that he doesn't see how other people view him throughout a good portion of this show. And then his evolution is slowly over time, he's realizing self-actualization and realizing how he impacts himself and other people and realizing what he wants. And then by the end, he's like, okay, I know myself a little bit more. And I can function in a long-term relationship with somebody and also be a parent to somebody. Like he didn't even like it took him getting in an argument with Condola about taking the baby back home. Like, yeah, she freaked out. She doesn't know you. You're a stranger. You weren't here for 9 months of what was happening with her. And you just want to take this baby and disappear into the ether. It took you getting on a plane and hearing a baby cry for you to realize that you were wrong. My nigga. To realize that means that you didn't even realize that your baby was a person that felt things until you got on the plane and you heard the other baby cry and realized, oh, my baby would have been scared on this plane. No shit, motherfucker. That's why Condola was a little nervous about it. Like oh gosh. These men folks here. Yes. But he figured it out. And that's why when you compare him to Nathan, it's like there was a obvious continual growth in how he viewed himself and he viewed himself with other people. With Nathan is just like, I'm scared, I'm running away. I'm scared, I'm running. I don't care how you feel about me running away. I'm just gonna come back and apologize and then you'll be fine. It's like, the fuck, nigga? What your motherfucking about? You were gone for 2 weeks and didn't say shit after I was up here sneaking into your house. That's how crazy I got. Bitch, where? You best to go. Leave me alone. So that's why Issa and Lawrence belong together, because there was a continual growth of mental health, finances, just them as human beings over time. Nathan was the same. He stayed the same because he had potential, but he wasn't there yet. But Lawrence got it. I mean, like, this isn't a perfect ending. This is just a new beginning for them as people. And I hope there's a movie. If Sex and the City can do it, y'all can do it. Like at the end of Misadventures of an Awkward Black Girl, the last episode, at the very end, they were all like, what's next? Maybe an Awkward Black Girl movie. We never got that. We got the show, which was even better. But it's like, can we get a movie for this? Can we get an Insecure movie? I feel like if Sex and the City can have 2 or 3 boring ass movies that I didn't watch, that's not my experience. Sex in the City is not my experience. These white women walking around being white and rich, that wasn't my experience. And when it came out, I was in elementary school, middle school. I didn't care. My experience was Daria. When Sex in the City was out, Daria was my Sex in the City. It was like, this friendship is just magical that they had. See, that's why I wore the shirt today. Like, this was my first experience. And then Misadventures of an Awkward Black Girl came along. And then Insecure came along. That was my experiences. So yes, So Lawrence did what he needed to do, and we got to a new beginning where we can see potentially, if they make a movie, his continued growth with Issa and his baby, and hopefully Issa has a baby too, because yes. Now we get to the piece de resistance. 2 characters that mattered. Let's start with Molly. Now Molly started off, she a bad bitch. She Tiffany, but she down to earth.
She's like the Will Smith of corporate. So they want us to be more environmentally responsible. But it's us, why do we need trees? Black people love Molly. Black people also love Molly. Down to go, bitch! What am I doing wrong?
She bougie. She wants that bouginess in the white community and to be up there in her career and do all the things. But she's also down to earth. She grew up in the hood. She's, she get along, like Issa was saying in the beginning of the show. She get along with white folks. She get along with black folks. She's a bad bitch. But at the same time, she's a control freak. She has anxiety. And she's built up this fairy tale in her head when it comes to romances that is just... There's nothing wrong with wanting the fairy tale. She got the fairy tale at the end. But she tried to control how she got the fairy tale throughout all of the seasons. She tried to control the fairy tale. She tried to control her friendship with Issa. With Issa, the gripes that they have with each other are true. Molly is a control freak. Molly self-sabotages, things like that. How they discuss it with each other, though, needed work. You know, her and Molly having an argument towards the end of season 1.
Have you noticed, Molly, the common denominator in all your can't find a man bullshit is you? Yeah, let's do the nigga right now, Molly. One minute he's too thirsty. The next minute he's too distant. The next he's too gay.
About Molly, you know. And just, so when it comes to men with means, with money, Molly just like, as soon as they like her, as soon as she goes on a date with them, she just pushes forward and tries to control the narrative. You know, so we go on one date with the dude, or 2 dates with the dude. And because he's of means, you know, we want to get to the fairy tale as soon as possible. So she'll do little things like make comments. Like she was on a dinner date with this one dude, and she was just like, you know, you didn't call me back last night when you got home from your little event thing you went to. And he was like, oh no, I was tired. I went to bed. And she was just like, oh well, you know, just checking in. Just you know, it's the little things that count. And it's just like, my nigga. And this is like right after the dude said he liked her. You could have just eased into this and let it just go naturally, but no. Fuck some dude, Jai-Denna, the dude that played, the dude Jai-Denna played. Fucked him for a weekend. All of a sudden she wants to invite him to her work event, my nigga. And then he's trying to hint at her like, hey, you know, I got other things to do. But she's just like, well, you know, you should come. And, you know, and she basically was pushing him to go to her work event. And I'm just like, girl, you don't even know this nigga like that. Just relax. And then when it came to dudes that she genuinely, you know, like who genuinely showed her that, you know, they liked her, it was like she needed to find something to make them wrong. To make something wrong with him. Like Jared, the dude at the rental place, and no, they wouldn't have been probably the greatest couple because he works at a rental car place. She's a high-flying lawyer, you know, doing all these things. But even still, like, she was upset because he let one. And my thing is, I remembered him because there was think pieces on this nigga. That was like about being bisexual, and I thought he was a whole bi man. I'll go back and watch this motherfucking shit. This nigga let one dude suck his dick when he was 20 years old in college.
Well, it's funny. I had a sexual experience like yours.
What do you mean?
I messed around with a guy before.
Oh, you do what?
I mean, it was like a long time ago. My friend and I were at this party in New York. We were super drunk. Went back to his place and, you know, just kind of happened.
What? Kind of happened.
You were down on it.
Oh, so you're like bi?
No, definitely not. I mean, I'd never done anything like this before, and I knew afterwards it wasn't for me.
And she just flipped her fucking script. And I was just like, he said he didn't like it. He said he never did it again. He said he was totally not into men. Ma'am, this is not a bi man. This is a man that experimented one time and said, oh, I tried it, but I don't like it. So on to women's. And I'm sitting here like, why were there so many think pieces about this? Because it wasn't even like he was a bi man. The rest of her friends weren't even on her like that. Like Issa was mad at her for nitpicking this nigga. That was what the argument was about at the end of the first season. Was Issa telling her that she self-sabotages. She was just like, you don't want a nigga if he a little gay. You don't want a nigga if he did it. And I'm just like, this nigga wasn't even bi. This nigga had one nigga suck his dick when he was 20. Now he's almost 30. Ma'am. That was Molly making up shit not to be with somebody. That was not nothing to do with niggas being gay. That was not nothing to do, like, cause even her whole friend group was just like, even Tiffany was just like, I mean, you know, they was joking about it, but it wasn't like It wasn't to the extent that Molly took it, because Molly took it left, and I was just like, Molly girl, he let one nigga suck his dick when he was drunk in college as an experiment, and he didn't like it. He tried the gayness and said, I don't like this shit. I like titties and vaginas. You know what? Let me stop. But you took that shit and ran, and you said he was a whole bi nigga. He gay. That make him gay. How does it make him gay if he's had like 10, 15 other bitches after him? I mean, I don't care if you bi or you gay, whatever. I'm just looking at Molly like, girl, you trying to find shit now. You out here trying to find shit to look down on people with. So she was trying to find shit in the first and second season. And then when she would get a good man, like the dude from This Is Us that was on the show. They had a lot of good cameos on the show of famous folks. But the dude from This Is Us, he was like a marketing exec or whatever, and he was doing a damn thing. He was everything she wanted. He was everything. She invited him to her family, to her parents' remarriage ceremony. And he came. The nigga she invited to her work event showed up out of pity. And she hadn't even been talking to that nigga for a minute. She put that nigga on the back burner. But when she picked up that phone and said, will you come with me and be my +1 to my parents' remarriage? This Is Us came to that motherfucking event. And I was just like, girl, what the fuck do you want? What the fuck do you want? So Molly is like, and then the fucked up part is that she ended up leaving with Dro.
No, I can't. No.
Hey, you're right. I got it. Cool. I keep it.
Find out her dad cheated. Her little fantasy fairy tale that she'd been making up in her head since she was a child just got shattered because she's using her parents as an example. And take your parents off the parent pedestal, y'all. They're human fucking beings. It's hard, it's hurtful, but if you don't, this is what happens. And then she leaves with Dro and ends up fucking him because she's sad. I don't know. Maybe she thought she deserved the dysfunction, and maybe subconsciously a part of her feels like she deserves dysfunction. A lot of times when we get rejected over and over again by men and things like that, we don't know what to do with someone that really likes us. We think it's boring. You know, the ups and the emotional roller coasters that we go up and down on when we're constantly dealing with people or with partners that, you know, treat us not that great or just reject us. They don't even have to be bad people. Like Jai Dinner rejected her because she was being too beggy. The nigga that, you know, she was asking to check in with her on, you know, to call and check in when he got home, rejected her because she was doing too much. Why he gotta check in with you, girl? You've been on 2 dates. 2 dates. It's not that serious. You used to the same thing, so you're looking for shit. When she got with Andrew, she kept looking for shit. But the thing is, there were moments where she was looking for shit. And then there were moments there were moments when she was looking for shit. Like when Andrew made the joke about Dro. This is after she ended it with Dro. And Molly did a good job with Dro because Dro was crazy. Okay. When he walked up in her house while she was in the shower.
Can I have my key back?
What? That's what you're thinking about right now?
I meant to ask for it earlier, but I just... Can I get it back?
For what?
And then acted like it was nothing. And then when he got mad, when she wanted her key back, girl, why are you walking up in my house? You didn't text me first. You didn't call. You didn't do nothing. I walk out this. She trying to set boundaries with this nigga. She got to a place where she was fine with fucking around with him. And this nigga gonna walk up into her house unannounced, like they together, like he lives there, like, excuse me, and then act like it's nothing, and then get mad when she wants her key back. Sir, what's wrong, sir? And so I'm glad she got rid of him. I'm glad that she came to her senses with him because I'm glad. And I'm also glad that he doesn't beat or assault women, because I felt like in my spirit, the way he was swelling up on her, I was just like, is he about to hit her? Is he about to hurt her? But he didn't. He just got mad. But even then, why are you getting mad? So yes, I hope he didn't make a copy of her key. Something wrong with him. And then she meets Andrew, and Andrew makes an offhanded joke about, because she says some shit about him kissing his friend's girlfriend, and he says some shit about, her fucking a married nigga, and she went the fuck off because she was still sensitive about it. But the thing is, I feel like she overreacted. She just got up and left him at the fucking bar after he apologized because he didn't realize that it bothered her that much still. I mean, like, you still realize, that's a conversation, honey. That's not him being an asshole. He was just like finding stuff, and so she was just like finding stuff with him. And then, but the thing is too, that she has some valid points with Andrew. So this is when Molly decided like she was going to therapy on a regular basis when she was with Andrew. Season 1, the argument between her and Issa at the end at the work event Issa was at in Baldwin Hills, that happened because Issa had offhandedly said, well, Molly should think about going to therapy, after Molly had talked to one of her former friends and heard that she was in therapy. And Molly flipped the shit because she was just like, well, Issa, you a mess too. Da-da-da. She had valid points. Issa had a running tab with Molly. Molly would always be paying for her and her shit, and Molly would just be acting like it was okay. But at the end of the day, it was like that shit grows on you over time. See how they developed that shit, how it grew on Molly. But they're the main characters, but still Molly eventually went to therapy. So she eventually went to therapy and got help and worked through a lot of her shit. So by the time she got with Andrew, she had some valid points. Like, Andrew wasn't talking about himself or his family or how he grew up. Molly was telling him everything about herself, her childhood, her family, all this shit. Andrew wasn't saying a motherfucking thing. And you just have to be like, but because Molly and Issa have this issue with each other, and they haven't really sat and talked it out, there were valid points. Molly is a control freak. Molly self-sabotages. Issa's a mess. Issa, always needs stuff because financially she's not where she needs to be. She's inconsistent, doesn't necessarily know what her goals were at that point yet. They had this back and forth, and it's just kind of like Issa was tired of Molly always finding things. So Issa wasn't ready to actually hear what Molly was saying when she was saying Andrew isn't talking about himself. She wasn't ready to hear that. Everyone else was. They were like, oh, okay, yeah, I want a dude that talks about himself.
Yeah, but it's been almost a month and I'm just not feeling close to him. It's weird. It's all good sex and witty banter, but hold on. He dicks you down, makes you laugh, and he don't work at the airport? What's the problem? Because I don't hear. He's just not opening up. And then I'm telling him everything. I even told him how I had to wear a helmet to bed till I was 11. Are you sure you're not looking for something? Don't pick up nothing that don't serve you, girl. I'm not. I promise you I'm not.
So it's just you talking the whole time?
Basically.
Issa was just like, oh, here goes Molly, finding some other shit to find out as a problem again, self-sabotaging again. So Molly, felt the type of way, and she felt like she couldn't talk to Issa, and she kept wondering if she was wrong until Andrew called her while they was jogging and told her that, yeah, I need to be telling you more about myself. I'm sorry, and thank you for letting me know about that. So Molly had some valid points. When Andrew's brother did that racist shit, yes, he did. You gotta have some strong cojones to be in an interracial relationship as a black woman. Especially a dark-skinned black woman, because there's a lot of anti-blackness out there, and the person that you're with may not be anti-black, but the family is. Family could possibly be. Or they can do that offhanded, naive, racist shit. Oh, you're so pretty. Or using black vernacular in conversations and shit when you know that they don't talk like that. They only talk like that when you're around. Like, shit like that. And you need your partner to be on it. Like, shut that shit down immediately. And so Molly got to a point where she didn't want to go around Andrew's brother, period. And if you ain't got the ovaries for it, you ain't got it. I can't be mad at her about that, because like, I can give Molly that. I can't give Nathan being tired of toxic shit because he kept coming back. But I can give Molly that because that's a valid thing. If you can't handle the fact that your partner's family, even though he checked them, may still have some racist thoughts in the back of their head, and it may come up eventually again, you can't handle it. You know, Molly thought she would just be okay with just not being around them, but Andrew wanted her around his family, and she was just like not for it. And so it was what it was. So I can't be mad at Molly about that. I think she shouldn't have been in a relationship with Andrew if she can't handle that. It is what it is. Like, because that's gonna, when you gonna get married to the man and just not, what if they, because I think they were Chinese, what if they want to have like a whole Chinese wedding, and you know, because they do big shit for Chinese weddings and shit. You know, and so, you know, all the things. And so I'm just like, okay. So I think that was valid. I also think that because Molly's such a control freak, Andrew was valid at the very end in the last episode of, or close to the last episode of season 3, where he was just like, we only do what you want to do. But when I want to do something, like when I asked you to go hang out with my brother and stuff, he shouldn't have used that as an example though, because he know how she felt about that nigga. But when he wants to do other things, she's busy. So she tries to include him in her work world and all this other stuff, but he, you know, he ain't there. She tries to include him in all her work stuff and things and events, but she not trying to do what he wants to do. And I felt that. That's painful, you know? He's a person. He wants you to do things that he wants to do too. He doesn't just want to go to your work events all the time. So yeah. So Molly's dysfunction in the beginning, controlling, self-sabotaging, not knowing what she wants in her love life. She always knew what she wanted in her career. So she was going through white supremacy and all this other stuff and corporate at her career. She wanted to rise to the top of her firm, and they were not allowing that. Like, when she started looking for a new job, they were just like, oh, well, we heard that you're looking for a new job, so we are, you know, giving you this award. My nigga, the disgust that went through my body when I saw that. I was just like, so you're giving her an award and not a raise and a promotion? Okay. And so she left and went to a black firm, but she was still trying to be controlling at the black firm. She was trying to still do what was comfortable for her instead of integrating into the environment that she was in. Oh, we didn't do this at my old job, and so all the people there were just looking at her like she was crazy. Now I could see, you know, like DocuSign. Why aren't you using DocuSign to sign documents? Why are you using a courier? They didn't explain that well. So some of the things she had to say was valid, but there are ways that you can ease new things into your new environment and integrate. She doesn't know how to integrate the old and the new into something brand new. She wants it the way that she's used to having it, immediately. That's with work, that's with dating, that's with her friendship with Issa. Even with Issa, the relationship got rocky, I believe, mostly on Molly's part in season 4, because Molly is so used to taking care of Issa financially and also being there for her emotionally, and only requiring Issa to be there for her emotionally. So when Issa was getting busy and doing stuff and building up her brand and things like that, Molly didn't know how to take that. She's like, Issa got a job, she got a career, she got a path. She was seeing it as Issa didn't have time for her and her problems. And that's fucked up. But they needed that's a conversation. They needed a conversation with that. And so Molly was seeing Issa as not having time for her when Issa was actually doing what she needed to do. And so when Issa was asking Molly to talk to her dude about getting a performer for her thing, Molly was just like, no, here comes Issa wanting to, you know, use me again. Just like how Issa was in the beginning of that season with Molly saying that she wants Andrew to talk to her more about himself. And Issa was just like, here comes Molly wanting to, you know, self-sabotage with another nigga again. So they weren't seeing or hearing each other because all this mess that they've been having in both their own lives were building over and washing over into their friendships so much that, you know, it was about to implode. This has been growing since season 1. Issa being messy with not knowing where she wants to go in life and not being financially stable. Molly being messy with self-sabotaging and being a control freak. it was just going to blow up eventually. So they needed this season. They needed season 4. They needed to blow up so that they can have a conversation, which they did at the end of season 4. So there you go. You know, but Molly was upset at that block party. She just felt a type of way. She was just like, you know, she at first when she got to the block party, she was like, oh, you know, Issa really has been working on herself, and this did take a lot of work. Andrew was there as the voice of reason. He was telling her over and over again, like, Andrew supported Molly a lot. Like, he was the voice of reason with her and Issa. He would always do what she wanted to do. He would always be there based on her schedule. You can't have a relationship like that now. Yes, Andrew is one of the finest men Molly has dated. I don't give a motherfuck. Torian is killed. But Andrew was fine. He had that ponytail, and then he had them tattoos and them muscles, and he was tall, girl. Give me an Andrew. Shit, I'll take it. But he was always pouring into Molly. Molly was never pouring back into Andrew. That's why they couldn't work out. So he was the voice of reason. So at first, when they were at the block party, Molly was just like, oh yeah, it did take a lot of work, and maybe I'll talk to Issa. And but then when she found out that Issa had asked Nathan to ask Andrew, I don't know if that's fucked up though. Even though Molly, because you can't control a person. So that was controlling on Molly's part. You can't control a person. Like, you've been there for Issa all this time. You can't even be there to see her growth. She's actually growing. She's not out here trying to do fuck shit and being poor and having running tab with you. She's got like 2 or 3 jobs. She drives Lyft. She's an apartment manager, and she's doing this event planning shit. She out here doing a damn thing. Okay, girl, you can't just be like seeing your friend finally come out of the slums and then be mad about it because you want her to be the same person you're used to. And that's probably what happened with her and Dro too. She wanted to be with something that was comfortable and toxic. She didn't want to be with This Is Us. She wanted to be with someone that was comfortable and toxic. Just, I'm used to this. Now that I'm in pain, because she was in pain at that party with her parents, finding out her dad cheated. She was in pain. So she wanted to be with someone that was comfortable and toxic to soothe her pain. Because we always like to go back to that toxic thing. It's like our blanket with thorns on the inside. It's like, oh, we're used to this pain, so we're just gonna live with it, this toxic thing. You know what I mean? So I'm sober. This is just who I am as a person. So that person you see when I get drunk and do these reviews is basically the same person. It's just me slurring a little bit. Anyway, so Molly's dysfunction, control, self-sabotaging, anxiety, building up these fairy tales in her head, and then not just being chill and allowing them to unfold, evolved into her, going to therapy, working through her issues, and being able to be vulnerable and open to the point where she was able to be vulnerable with Issa when her, it took Issa calling her, to check in on her. But she was able to be vulnerable with Issa about her mom's stroke and allow Issa to come help her. And it took, it evolved into her, not putting men on a pedestal anymore. In season 5, we see her just dating for fun, not having expectations about what you think these men should be or what they should do, and just having fun and seeing what happens out there. And then eventually it evolved into her growth of seeing that she can have the fantasy. She just need to chill out and let somebody actually fucking love her. And it evolved in her friendship with Issa by, seeing that through all her bullshit and ups and downs, Issa has always been there. Even though they had a little moment, little arguments here and there, people that you care about are going to annoy you at some point. So, but they were able to talk it out, so it's fine. It evolved into them realizing that they love each other and they've been there for each other all the time, even in their worst, even in shit that Molly didn't think a man would love about her. Issa did. And to have that example of Issa loving her, I think that allowed Molly to allow other people to love her. And that's why they're soulmates. Magical. Yes, they deserve all the happiness. She got married. She went on a honeymoon in Greece. It was magical. Molly evolved into, a better person for herself and for other people around her. She also had the issue with self-actualization and understanding how she impacted others, and, that whole situation with Issa and the block party, not understanding that Issa has grown because Molly was so focused on herself and her own issues and things like that. Her growth was in seeing herself, how she impacts others, how she impacts herself, and being open enough to see that people can care about you. And it's beautiful, magical, magic. And now finally we get to Issa D. And dysfunction, evolution, and growth. Dysfunction of Issa in the beginning was that she was stagnant, inconsistent. She didn't know where she wanted to be at in life. She didn't know what she wanted.
Looking with all the answers.
Issa, what's on bleak?
I don't know what that means. I know what that shit means. But being aggressively passive is what I do best. I used to keep a journal to vent. Now I just write raps.
And I feel like she was also self-sabotaging herself with men. You know, constantly looking for potential in men, not finding it. And in her friendship with Molly, she was taking advantage of her a little bit financially. You know, relying on Molly to pay for things and stuff like that. With Lawrence in the beginning, she was just tired. Lawrence was an added weight to her tiredness at work.
Hey, happy birthday, man.
Thank you. Aren't you dressed? The show starts at 10, right?
How about you?
Jeez.
You know, white supremacy, all that. Boss that was treating her fucked up. Not only say fucked up, but just like doing that naive white people thing that they do where they like do racist things and then act like they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. You know, just like touching hair and saying black vernacular, and it was everybody at her work was white. And I'm just like, how are you working for a community, you know, program for inner city kids, and most of the people there are white and Issa is the only black person? Feel a type of way about that. And, you know, she didn't know which direction to go in. Lawrence, and then coming home and seeing Lawrence on the couch all the time as she's working all day, feeling tired and abused by these people, and then coming home and seeing Lawrence who got to sleep in all day. And you're just like, this nigga. You know, at the end of season 2, she did say that she expected him to fix everything that was going on in their relationship.
Lawrence, I want it to be better for you because of you. But somewhere along the way, I depended on you to be better for both of us. And when you were going through what you were going through, I just didn't know how to handle it.
I mean, what could you have done though?
More? You know, that's when you needed me to be better for the both of us. And I didn't even know how to do that for myself.
That makes two.
She expected him to be the healing, and she was wrong for that. And she couldn't be there for him when he was going through what he was going through. And I just feel like it's okay to support your partner. I need to word it right. It's okay to support your partner when they're going through things, but you can't support them if they're not trying. So he didn't start, he was trying for 3 of those 5 years. He stopped in the last 2. And then in the last year, it sounded like it got to be its worst.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a part of me that felt like I was scared we'd fall back into old patterns. For an entire year, nothing I did could snap you out of what you were going through. You didn't want to talk. You didn't want to go out. You didn't want to have sex. You didn't want me, Lawrence.
So when your partner's not trying, what was she supposed to be doing? You know, yes, she sees him as a depressed lump on a log. Okay. Now, there's only so many hugs and kisses that you can give to somebody who, you know, is financially failing. And like I like to say, society holds women up on a pedestal when it comes to how they look And it holds men up on a pedestal when it comes to how they provide. So a lot of our mental health is placed on what society puts on us. So with Lawrence, his mental health was placed on the fact that he wasn't providing. And he was spiraling. My thing is that what was Ethan not doing is what I want to know. You know, how was she not support? She was going to work. She was paying the bills. You know, she would ask him about getting a job in the first few, minutes of the first episode of the first season. But, I don't necessarily know if she's been nagging him for all those 2 years that he's been jobless. I don't know. What was she not doing? What else is she supposed to be doing? Is she supposed to be finding the job for him? Let me know. What was she supposed to be doing? She's going to work every day. She's supporting him emotionally, trying to hype this nigga up until she got to a point where she was tired of hyping this nigga up. What else was she supposed to, is her exhaustion, does it not matter? She's just supposed to keep hyping this nigga up and never be exhausted by the fact that he's laying on the couch and she's paying all the bills and she has experienced covert racism at work? What was she supposed to do? Let me know what else she's supposed to be doing. Because I'm just curious. Because she was apologizing to him. Apologize for cheating. Yeah. But you don't need to be apologizing for not being there for him. For what? They didn't flesh that out. They didn't explain how she wasn't there for him. They just showed in the first season. In the last few months they were together, apparently she was upset that he was slaying on the couch and stuff. And I can see how her relying on him to fix everything that was wrong in their relationship could have been, a little much. But what was she doing wrong that she shouldn't have relied on him to fix everything that was wrong in the relationship? That's what I want to know. Because if he was up doing what he needed to do, if he was trying, even just going to therapy. Was he going to therapy? And don't be therapy's expensive. You can get therapy on Medi-Cal. He was jobless. He got unemployment. Why couldn't he get Medi-Cal? He could have used some of that money he got from unemployment to see a therapist outside of insurance and just pay out of pocket. There's therapists that will work with you pro bono. Are for free. There's therapists that will, lower their rates for you. I lower my rates for clients that can't afford it. That's what they teach us in grad school. We should be doing that. So I'm just confused as to, is she not supposed to be tired? Let me know. I'm asking y'all. Because when she apologized for expecting him to get his shit together, I was just like, why are you apologizing? Maybe I'm an asshole. Because I would have been up in there okay, because I'm Aries. I'm like, okay, I found this list of therapists for you. Here's a list of jobs. Yes, it is minimum wage, but it's something for you to be doing. You got Medi-Cal, so we can get you in to see a psychiatrist to help with this depression. That type of shit I would have been doing. If they're talking about, oh, he needs help and all this other stuff, that's the only thing I would have been doing. I don't know what else she was supposed to be doing. And I'm a mental health professional, so I would have had that information to know to look where to look and how to look. So with her not being a mental health professional and trying her best with this nigga, what else was she supposed to be doing? She shouldn't have cheated. She shouldn't have cheated. But she wanted to have a moment where one thing could have fixed everything else. And so she was impulsive and she had that moment and it didn't fix everything else. It just destroyed all the things. But they weren't emotionally there anyways. They weren't emotionally there. Issa didn't even have a set goal of what she wanted in her life when it came to her career. She knew she wanted to help the community. She was doing that. In season 2, she was just fucking around, with different dudes, just, exploring what's out there, and there's nothing wrong with that. She was just exploring and fucking around and all this other stuff, and that was cute. And she was trying to grow in her company. So that was the next thing. She tried to grow in her company. She was just like, okay, I'm going to spearhead this community outreach situation where we work with kids outside of the school. I'm going to spearhead this, situation. I think it was in season 3. Did she quit in season 2? No, she quit in season 3. I'm going to be out here, you know, trying to get into the high schools and things like that. And I think she wanted to be the field director because that was the job that was on the table. She wanted to be the field director for her company. So her goal was to grow in her company at first. But because there was a vice principal that was racist, she was so intent on her success in her company that she forgot the children. She forgot the children and ended up almost getting her company sued because she was having segregated study groups on the weekend because the little Latin kids weren't being invited by the principal to, you know, go to the after school program. Just racist. Just wrong. And it's racist, even though he's black, it's racist because it was a systematic situation. He was limiting their ability to get help with their education. He had the power to allow them to get more help with their education, and he limited it. So he affected them systematically. It wasn't just, I don't like Latin folks, I like Mexicans, and but still did his fucking job. He said, that's like, you know, I'm gonna, you know, not allow Latin kids to come to my school because I own this school. And it's like, that's racist. Yes, it was racist. And so she wasn't, so in her career, it was just kind of like, she almost got fired. So they demoted her. And when they demoted her, her supervisor started laying it on heavy, just doing that like borderline racist shit they do at work, where they be complaining about everything you do, calling you to their office, going off on you. Supervisor was going off on everybody else at the job and all this other stuff. And she wanted to get back out in the field. And she was trying to get Frida, the girl that did get promoted to director, to help her. And Frida was just like, I just got promoted. I don't want to, you know, shake the table too much because da-da-da and da-da-da. And so Issa she felt trapped. So she tried to grow in her career. She felt trapped. So when she did try to get it together and go in a structured way, she felt like she couldn't. So, you know, and then she was also struggling financially, and the rent had went up in the apartment that she stayed in with Lawrence. And I'm sure Lawrence was paying some of the rent with his unemployment before. Now that he's gone, she had to cough up that money by herself. So she was unstable there. And then she decided to live with Daniel, and it was just kind of like, why are you living with Daniel? Like that whole season, everybody was just like, why isn't she living with Molly? There was some situation with a vase. I don't know. But you know what? You know the type of people that you can live with and you can't. And it's just like, and it was funny because that's how you knew when even Issa was looking for potential and didn't know, like, and would self-sabotage and didn't know what the fuck she wanted, because Daniel had all the shit. He had a house. He was financially stable. He was a record producer. He was climbing in his career. He was doing the things that he was supposed to be doing. And he was consistently showing her affection. Yes, he was fucking bitches in front of her when she at first. Shouldn't have been doing that. That's not okay, Daniel. But he figured that out and he stopped doing that. But it was like she was complaining about Lawrence and him not being consistent, him having issues, you know, with not being financially stable and all this other shit. But now you living with this nigga that has all that, and you by the end you can't even have sex with that nigga. You can't even touch that nigga. It's gross. You can't even be. I don't understand why she was turned off by that nigga. I wouldn't have been turned off. I don't care if I don't want to be with you. That nigga was fine. Daniel was beautiful. Even in season 5 when they played that game and they was asking who of Issa's boyfriends would you fuck, I was like, Daniel. Daniel was gorgeous. I wish they had brought him back. That man was beautiful. Him. So for me, it's Daniel, Andrew. I begrudgingly say Lawrence, even though in real life he has a white woman and a white baby and is magical. Good for him. Mixed baby, whatever. But, you know, he's the type that I would talk to if he liked black women in real life and things. Anyways. It's always gonna bother me. When I found that shit out, I was like, wow. And he never posts her on his Instagram. I mean, like, Wow. You know, like, let it out loud and proud. Why you not posting your wife on your Instagram? Why you not posting? Let me stop. People's choices are their choices, and it's none of my business. Anyways, so we saw that she didn't know what the fuck she wanted either. She just was looking for potential. That's why when Nathan came along, she thought that shit was cute. She was just like, oh, he got in a fight in the backseat of my shit. Oh, that's cute. And then she gonna talk to him in season 3 and try to form something with him. The barber rents a chair at a shop and got in a fight in the backseat of Yo Lyft, and then ran the fuck off and broke into somebody's house and swam in the pool with. So because he was exciting, that's why the patterns are showing that she is attached to potential. And over the course of the show, she evolves into somebody that can be okay with consistent positivity. Just like Molly, learning how to be okay with consistency. Molly tried to control the consistency. She tried to create it, control it, manipulate it. Issa runs away from it. She's just like, oh, Daniel's consistent? Oh, I'm not, my vagina doesn't even spark for this. My vagina doesn't spark for this. I don't. Ew, consistency. Ew. I was just like, bitch, are you crazy? Because you gonna end up with Nathan anyways. You're gonna end up with Nathan anyways. Why wouldn't you be with Daniel? Maybe it was too soon after, it was, none of this shit was soon. The first, second, third, and fourth seasons, none of this shit was soon. It was like within maybe a year or so. As far as I'm seeing, it was in like a year or so. And so, so dysfunction was inconsistency, looking for potential, financial instability, not knowing what she wanted in her career, and just being completely lost. Evolving into being okay with consistency, being stable in her career and stable in what she wants in life, but still hanging on to potential ass niggas, like not knowing how to just be with somebody that is consistent, not knowing what that looks like, because she was with Lawrence for 5 years. He was consistent for 3. And then the last 2, I think trauma is any event that disrupts your ability to cope. I think those 2 years disrupted her ability to cope with consistency in a romantic relationship. Said what I said. It disrupted her ability to be okay with consistency in romantic relationships. And so when she got with Daniel, she was just like, oh, consistency. Oh, what if he pulls the rug out from under me? I don't know. She just shut down on that nigga. Nathan, she was just like, oh, he's inconsistent and leaves all the time. This is more my field. This is what I deserve. This is what I'm worth. And then over time, though, as she found consistency and stabilization in her friendships and in her career, I think she just started to see the inconsistency in Nathan. And maybe the fight with Lawrence and him, leaving was the last straw. And yes, she grieved. In season 5, she grieved Nathan leaving. That was upsetting for her. She actually loved him. She was actually going to try with him, even though in the back of her head, the name Lawrence kept twirling around over and over again. She was gonna shut that shit down and deal with that nigga. I am upset. I'm glad that she didn't end up with that nigga. And so by the time Nathan came back for her birthday and just popped up as he fucking does. I hate this nigga. She was done with that nigga. She was like, no, my friends are consistent. My career is consistent. Maybe I'm a little anxious about what could happen in a consistent romantic relationship, but I definitely don't want this shit. She was nice and cordial, though. That was nice of her. I wouldn't have. I mean, I need growth, too. We all need to go. I'm like, why are you here? You need to get the fuck out of here. No, I'm okay. You can go. Thank you for the money, though. And I think the biggest game changer was the consistency in her relationship with Molly. That's why it's soulmates. Magical. Because her relationship with Molly stayed consistent, even though there were inconsistent moments. But underneath it all, they were always there for each other. Like, even though they had that big blow up in season 4, it was always building up because they had things that they needed to individually work on in themselves before they could come to each other and have a conversation about it. Issa was taking advantage of Molly. I'm sorry. They were friends. It was wonderful. It was beautiful. You don't have a running tab with your fucking friend and it's casual. It's a casual thing. Like, can you get the tacos for me? Can you get this and that? And I'm just like, excuse. How did you both go to Stanford and one ended up a lawyer and the other one is in nonprofit, barely making anything? Like, I'm confused. I've been pissed off about that shit too. And then having these ups and downs with these niggas, but they both were. And it's like, I'm mad at Molly for looking down at Issa. Like, Molly ain't over here fucking Dro and don't even want to fuck Dro. And this nigga broke into her fucking house. Just because you got money, girl, don't mean you ain't got a mess too, bitch. They were both messy. So yeah, by the end of season 5, the growth is seen in Issa. She's stable in her career. She's stable in her friendships. And then she allows herself to be stable in a relationship. And Magical Lawrence was for her. Lawrence grew. He did the fucking work. The reason why I'm not upset that she ended up back with an ex, even though that's like a trope and it's like, oh, you ended up back with your ex and you should be on to something new. And no, because they had a lot of emotional and mental growth to do before, either of them could be in any kind of viable romantic relationship. But they were always thinking about each other. She fucked up, yeah, but neither of them ever let each other go. Like, Lawrence always showed up in every season. I think that couch even followed them every season. I was trying to look to see if the couch was in the house at the end. I was just like, is the couch still there? Because I felt like the couch was there in San Francisco with Lawrence. I think that couch has been there with them, y'all. I think Lawrence been hanging on to that motherfucking couch. I think so. Because I've been looking for that navy blue couch every time Lawrence pop up. I was like, all season. I was like, is that couch there? I feel like Lawrence has kept that couch. Because he had the couch at the end of season 4. Him and Issa, we had 2.5 good episodes where they was gonna get back together, and Issa fucked it up. I don't care. I don't fucking care. He had a oops baby. And you gonna sit up there and be like, oh, like you was looking for something. And that's how you know she wasn't ready. And the thing is, okay, if you have a standard and you don't want to be with someone that has a child, great. But then that should be like a complete shut off then. There should be no, like, in the back of my mind, I keep imagining Lawrence and seeing him and I feel my heart skip a beat every time I see. No, it should be over. No, but because she kept hanging on to him emotionally, that's what I have to say. You were looking for something, girl. You were looking for something to make this whole thing fall apart. You expected it to fall apart because you're not used to consistency, especially not from Lawrence those last 2 years you were together. And so when it happened, I bet she felt a little relief too. She was sad, but I think she felt relieved too. Like, oh, I knew it was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna be some bullshit, so I knew it. So she was looking for some shit. So she wasn't there yet at the end of season 4, but she got there at the end of season 5. She realized that little voice in her head, that insecure voice that kept popping up, and even the insecure voice was just like her neck. So it helped her when she was going through shit. It was like back and forth. Sometimes it was helpful. Sometimes it held her back and made her insecure. Like the first episode of season 1 when she couldn't even pick a lipstick. You can't even be so secure enough in yourself to just, be yourself when you go to this little party thing. You can't do that. So yeah, and that's why the little mirror bitch was gone at the end of season 5, because she had got to a point where she could be secure in who she was as a person. Still awkward, still an awkward bitch, tripping over things, falling flat on her face, knocking shit over, which I love that they maintained her awkwardness. When she called Lawrence to her office and they was kissing and she knocked that shit over and he was just like, oh shit. And Lawrence loved that shit. He loved that awkwardness. That's why you gotta be with someone that matches you. Yes. And also, just a reminder of her soulmate. Once again, her soulmate is Molly. Molly was the glue that helped her see that you can have ups and downs and someone still can love you.
Thank you so much for everything, Issa.
Of course. There's no way you want to get out there just by yourself.
Nah, girl. For everything. Just for being you. For loving me while I was me. And girl, I don't know where life is gonna take us, but I just know that as long as you're around, I'm gonna be okay.
And I think that was the issue, is her not feeling like she can maintain positive relationships romantically. A lot of times your friend, well, first and foremost, how you treat yourself is going to be the blueprint for for who you allow into your life. But a lot of times too, it can be your friends. Like if you don't know, if you're not stable or there yet with yourself, a good friend can show you what stability in love looks like. So until you get to that place where you're stable enough, until you get to that place where you're having therapy and taking care of yourself, still feel like everyone in the show needs therapy though. Molly shouldn't be the only one having therapy. Therapy is expensive, but there's ways around it. You just got to find it. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, and it circles back around to that's why they're soulmates. That's why it's beautiful. They were there as a blueprint for each other to show each other what they're worth and what consistency looks like in relationships. That is the conclusion to the Insecure, the evolution. And you know, it's a show, and I just hope that it's like Sex in the City, where you know when she's fleshed out her artisticness in other avenues, she comes back and does a movie 2 or 3 movies. You know, I'm just throwing it out there into the wind. Let God hear it. Let it go to the ears of Issa Rae. Hopefully, maybe. If she wants to. I'm not trying to put any pressure because, like I said, you're doing the same shit for 10 years. Anybody would get tired. Because it's basically the same character. It's just a more evolved, I'm 29 versus I'm 24. When you compare Insecure and Misadventures of a awkward black girl. So you don't miss it. Binge watch it occasionally too, just because when you see it as a whole, you see all the just like about it. Some of the shit that's interesting, some of the shit that's shady, and you just be like, oh, I didn't recognize this before. Wait a minute. But yeah, let me know what you thought of this video. There's nothing more to say. I'll probably do another one next weekend on something different. We'll let go of Insecure, move on to other things, and yeah, later days.